Welcome to The Topic, where we highlight Houston Community College, our students, our programs, and our reach into the community. I'm Todd Duplantis. Geologists are literally the rock stars of the science world, and HCC's geology program gives you a firm foundation to get started. Professor Karen Yip joins us here on The Topic. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Now, when I was many moons ago, when I was looking at career paths, geology was a big thing that I was pointed into. Because living in Houston, oil industry, lots of geologists needed. But this was many years ago. Is that still the case now?
Definitely still the case. The oil and gas industry and the energy industry have had booms and downturns, but geology is still needed, and especially in that industry, there are a number of employees that are about ready to retire or kind of on their way out. And there is going to be a lack at this point, looking at the numbers, a lack of geologists to come in and fill their shoes in those companies.
Well, you're bringing up a good point, because baby boomers are retiring, you know, and a lot of folks say, oh, that sounds great, but it's a big deal, because you've got to backfill those positions. And we have a program at HCC that'll get you started. Now, you can get, I imagine, a 2-year degree, but do you need to go on to a 4-year degree? How does that work?
Our AS degree here at HCC is a great launching pad to transfer and go into a bachelor degree at one of our other state universities or other universities.
And it's an easy transfer for a student, smooth transfer.
It should be a very smooth transfer. We worked hard to make sure that the courses listed in our AS degree are those needed to do upper division courses as soon as students transfer into their junior and senior year. We've been in communication with UH and A&M, Kingsville, a number of the universities to ensure that that is smooth.
Now, you mentioned about folks retiring and jobs needed to be filled. Does that mean there's good job placement a lot of times? You know, if you get your 4-year degree, you're going to have a tough time finding a job?
It should be rather smooth, especially in our local universities with lots of alumni ties and just department ties to the different companies and industries. Finding internships and then getting job placement should be a pretty good, you know, sure bet.
What are some of the jobs out there and what people are going to be doing?
So the one that we've talked about is oil and gas, and that one is pretty straightforward. And in addition to that, we have, anytime there's a large construction project, we have dams that we're looking at across the country, highways. You need geologists to look at the roadbed, the material it's built on. We have geoscientists working with NASA and our space industry, looking at planetary science and thinking about what are the minerals and resources if we do go up into beyond Earth.
Well, being that Houston is booming, outside of the oil industry, construction's huge in the city of Houston. And as we know, being in Houston, some areas you build on are not the most appropriate. And I guess geologists really are the first ones to make that determination.
The other fields of geology definitely include hydrology, looking at rivers and flood histories. Meteorology is part of our earth sciences, thinking about weather patterns, where development happens, looking at flood maps and other hazard maps of a variety. So in Texas, we think about floods, but landslides, earthquakes, volcanoes, all of those come into play.
So really, if you trained at HCC, transferred to one of our partnering universities, and you decide you could very viably find a job locally, but you could take your talents elsewhere as well.
That's the wonderful thing I think about geology is, yes, there are a number of jobs in our state locally, but the earth is our lab, and going to field trips as a student, as a grad student, finding careers that either keep you based here and travel elsewhere, or actually based other nations and other landscapes. I have, as an undergrad student, as a grad student, I went on a number of field trips to different continents to see those landscapes.
Karen Yip, thanks for joining us on The Topic today and telling us more about the geology program at HCC. If you'd like to learn more about it or enroll, better yet, log on to hccs.edu/geology. For The Topic on HCC TV, I'm Todd Duplantis. I'll see you next time.